Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining us. Like and share the program. Share to family and friends. Share to people around you. Make sure you share to everyone you can be able to reach. Patients who will remain. Happy Sunday, happy Sunday. You're welcome. Welcome everyone that is out there. Please like and share the program as you join. Once you join us, you like and share. Share to family and friends. Share to everyone that is close to you. Reach out to somebody. Make sure you bring at least one person to this program as you join us. Don't be here alone. Bring someone along with you. Welcome, 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 welcome. I appreciate everyone that has connected wherever you are connecting us from. Please, I urge you to keep sharing, keep sharing. Share to anyone that you can be able to reach. Anyone you can be able to contact. I welcome you. Thank you for being part of the program. We must continue to do that which we are supposed to do. We have signed up to push the message of Biafra to the ends of the earth. We have signed up to make sure that information that has to do with the restoration of Biafra gets to everyone that need to hear it. Please, as you join, share. Very important. Before we start, let us keep inviting people. Invite your family and friends. Invite your neighbors. Invite your well-wishers. If there's anyone you want to be part of this very message, invite them. Remember, we must carry everyone along. It is not one man business. It's something that has to do with every one of us. That is why we all have to go to work. We all have to go to work. The restoration of Biafra today is not like the one you have known before. The battle for the restoration of Biafra today is intense. It is very, very intense. And it is not something that you need to joke with or something you need to play with. You must be serious about it. every one of us, we must be very, very serious. Please invite somebody. Let us start this program. Invite someone, anyone you know you can be able to invite them so that we can start this program together. I'm not going to take much of your time because of the programs of the day. I think our Prime Minister is visiting Netherlands today, or what's one European country today? Is that Netherlands? So we just have to have a very quick one, and we prepare for the program of our Prime Minister, the visit of our Prime Minister in one of the European countries. So wherever you are watching me from, if you are watching from Facebook or you are watching me from the YouTube, whichever area you are connected from, please help us to share and invite someone to join us. Before we start the program, I have to wish every one of us that is watching here today a happy Father's Day. Today is the Father's Day, and many people have celebrated the Father's Day today. I myself, I celebrated in my church. It is Sunday, and many of us went to our various churches to celebrate. Many of us did our own on our private places, and I seize this opportunity to wish everyone a happy Father's Day. I'm wishing the Supreme Leader of IPOB, Mazen Nandekano, a happy Father's Day. And I also wish my Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, a happy Father's Day. All the fathers in the house, all the men, I wish every one of you that is going to come across this video a happy Father's Day. Thank you for joining. In the midst of all the celebration, in the midst of all that we have to do and say, we must not forget our responsibility. To him much is given, much is expected. As we are talking about the Father's Day, we must not forget our responsibilities as Biafrans. And I can tell you, the Biafrans are fathers when it comes to that contraption called Nigeria. The people that can be regarded as father among all the ethnic group, among all the regions in that contraption, the people you can regard as fathers are the Biafrans. Because they are the one who has been catering for every other region. They are the one who has been living up to the responsibility. They are the one who has been carrying the weights and the burden of that zoo on their shoulder. So, if you ask me, I will tell you that the people, the region that is the father in that very contraption is the Biafran people. They have made the ultimate sacrifice, including trying to make the zoo work. Up to this moment, there are still some Biafrans that are still trying to see if they can make the zoo work. But obviously, it is a wasted effort because the zoo will never work. Wherever you are on the planet Earth today, if you do not know this, know it now, that Nigeria was not meant to survive. The people that created Nigeria did not create it to serve the indigenous people. No. Nigeria was not created for these people that call themselves Nigerians. Nigeria was not created for the Oduduwa people. Nigeria was not created for the Arewa people. Nigeria was not created for the Middle Belt. Neither was Nigeria created for the Biafrans. Nigeria that we all know today is a company that belongs to British. Nigeria was established because of business. The Nigeria you are seeing today was established as a business, not as a country, not as a nation. When the British were forming that contraption, there was one thing they had in mind. And that is the one thing you must have to look back at. Look at the foundation. When you look at the foundation of something, then you can be able to know how to be able to follow that thing. The foundation of a house will tell you if that house will be an upstairs or a downstairs. The foundation of a house will tell you the size of the house or how safe and secure it will be. So in everything in life, before you begin to make a proper analysis, you must go to the foundation. As in onye anọghị ebe anọghị ndị ozu na-eme asị ya bọwa o bido n'ọkpa wee na-abọ. Onye anọrọ ebe anọghị ndị ozu agbọjie n'ili ya bọwa ọ na-ebido n'ọkpa na-abọ. It's a parable in Igbo language. Now somebody who is not present where a burial was conducted, when you tell him to exhume that body, he will start from the leg instead of starting from the head. He will start from the leg. It is a parable, but it's deep. When you look at the foundation of the contraption called Nigeria, why was that very company established? What were the motives? Why was Nigeria formed? The people that created Nigeria are the British. Just like some people will come and they will tell you that God made Nigeria. God did not create Nigeria. God created man in his own image, created the earth. But Nigeria was created by the British. Nigeria on their own was created by the British. And their motive and purpose of creating Nigeria was to serve their own interests, for business interest, for control interest. Why they merge this land mass together, people of diverse value, people that don't have anything in common, they forced them to come together, was because they wanted to create a powerhouse where they can be able to use to manipulate every other people around. That is why they identify Nigeria as the biggest Black African settlement in the world. That is how they describe it, the biggest Black African settlement in the world. The intention of the British was to create such kind of a huge entity that they can use to manipulate Africa as a whole. And they succeeded in doing that. They didn't only create Nigeria and Yemen, they were using Nigeria to manipulate their neighboring countries and others. That was why they sold the narrative of Giant of Africa. They sold that narrative of Giant of Africa to Africans, and Africans took that narrative and they begin to believe it. They begin to respect and pay attention to Nigeria, thinking that truly they are the giant, while they are not. All this time, when they have been claiming to be Giant Africa, they have never been. It was just a manipulation by the colonial masters to make other Africans believe that that contraption called Nigeria is a giant, but it is not. That's just an empty space where people were forced together with diverse value. You cannot be a giant when you cannot feed your people. You can't be a giant when you cannot defend your land. You can't be a giant when you cannot even provide something as simple as jobs for your people. Today, if you begin to compare the contraption called Nigeria with other African countries, I've not seen any African country that Nigeria is better than. There is no single African country that Nigeria is better than, judging from the resources that is in their hand. If you judge check from the resources that is in the hand of that country called Nigeria and the way the country looks, the poverty rate, development rate, you will see that they are at the bottom. They are at the bottom. If so many African countries in the world today have what Nigeria have, they will be competing on international level, not on African level, international. They will be competing on global level, on the world level. But the contraption called Nigeria, with everything they have, there's nothing to offer. If you want to refer to the individual citizens as giants, yes, individually. The citizens on their own are powerful. So many of them. So many of them. And when you are talking about those citizens, go and check. The citizens, I mean, go and check them. They are either Biafrans or some Urduas. It's only from the south, not from the north. The problem of Nigeria cannot be solved except Nigeria is broken into pieces. It is a fact that the criminals continue to deny. And because there are so many interests in that Nigeria, there is a very heavy clash of interests in the contraption called Nigeria. The clash of interest is so much that you don't know where to look at, where to start. It is so much. The clash of interest in the contraption called Nigeria. It is everywhere. It is so much. If you come locally, there are some who are just interested on the fraud that is called national cake. All they want is to keep the status quo, to continue to defraud the other citizens, to continue to oppress other citizens, to make sure they keep everybody down and try to lift themselves above. These are people, there are people who they do not care about every other thing except themselves. They have beginning to live fraud as part of their life. And when you try to change the system to favor everybody or to go on the right path, they will get angry and they can pursue you with everything at their disposal. There are millions of them in that contraption. Mostly they are politicians. They don't care about what you are talking. They can sell even their child for a position to steal. They can sacrifice anybody to gain power for them to cut their national cake, which is a fraud. Apart from these local champions and these criminals, local criminals have been trained by British that are following the foundation of British, because the British laid down a very fraudulent foundation by rigging the very first election that was supposed to strengthen that country. It was rigged. The country was rigged simply because they wanted people that will obey them, people that will not be able to challenge them, people that will be answering them, sir, sir, sir. They rigged the country to their own hand. The second people are the Western communities. There are Western countries who will not allow things to go well in Nigeria, because as it stands today, they are getting every mineral resources they want from Nigeria free. They are getting all the mineral resources they needed from that zoo. They are getting it free. And because of the free goods they are enjoying, They will never support anything right. They will never want you to break the contraption. They have been able to plant people in the government in various posts in that contraption. Up to the presidency, they have their representatives. They sponsor all manner of things in that zone in order to begin to continue to get the free flow of mineral resources from the zoo to them. The free flow of mineral resources and the stealing that is going on in Nigeria is supported, promoted, and sponsored by the West because it is favoring them. Well, for me, I don't blame them. We cannot continue to come and blame the West everything. I don't believe in that in a way. We all know that the war, in this war that we live now, it's about interests. Everybody should be concerned about himself. You are addressed as you dress. Whatever you want people to call you is all good and call you. So if you choose to sell your birthright to anybody for a pot of porridge, it is your business. You will face the consequence. If you choose to sell your rights, you sell your birthright to anybody, it is your business. So that is why I do not focus my attention on blaming the West. Because there are some people who have better safe tools in the hand of these people. And that is where the Biafra has come in. Biafrans are no longer blaming anybody. Neither are we calling on anybody's help anymore. We have blamed and nothing came out of it. We have complained and nothing came out of it. We have wrote petition and did different kinds of things. Nothing came out of it. And we have come to the conclusion that our freedom is in our hands. That is where we are today as Biafrans. And we have to pursue our freedom, do everything we can to see that we set ourselves free. Nobody is going to do it for us. No miracle is going to come and do it for us. It is you. The miracle that will give us freedom is you and I. That is one thing that Biafrans have known that other people don't know. The Biafrans have taken their fate into their own hand, knowing fully well that only them can make a change, a valuable change. Only Biafrans by themselves can redeem themselves and make necessary changes for a better life. We are going to be free. Biafra is going to leave Nigeria. Nobody is going to stop it. And when we leave Nigeria, we are going to be on our own and build our nation. Every one of us as Biafran must not get distracted. It is sad that some of us, we are so short-sighted that we cannot see what is happening. Even when our enemies is confessing to the reality of the coming of Biafra, some Biafran are still shaking their head. They say it won't happen. They say it won't happen. They are shaking their head. It does not matter. Your wishful thinking cannot stop what is coming. Something very, very huge is coming. Something very huge is going to happen. And it does not matter what you think. Your propaganda and your blackmail cannot distract or change what is going to happen. The only thing you can do is to embrace the new reality, which is Biafra, and prepare yourself for a better future. We have come a very, very long way. And we cannot afford to go back or look back or throw away that which we have worked for. My fellow Biafrans, every one of us that is watching this program, I want you to be strong. Do not give up. The warfare is going to be even tougher than you expect. More things are going to happen very, very soon. It is going to be so huge that some of you might not even understand it. So many of us will be confused, and so many of us will give up and say, oh, why? But I bet you must begin to prepare yourself now. Prepare your mind for what is coming. Freedom doesn't come cheap. It comes with great sacrifice. And until you know that, you are not ready. Have you taken your time to think about what Mazen Nandekano is going through because of your freedom? Have you taken your time to have a second thought on the situation of our Supreme Mazen Nandekano? Mazen Nandekano today has every opportunity to be a billionaire. Mazen Nandekano has an opportunity to be a billionaire in a twinkle of an eye. But what did he do? He has chosen a different path. He said, free my people, let my people go. He made it clear that it's not about him. It is about the Biafran people. And he has continued to stand on that ground that it is about the Biafran people. And I want every one of us to continue to do our part and maintain that which we are supposed to do. Sorry for that interruption. So my fellow Biafrans, wherever you are, you must continue to focus on your freedom. It is not easy. Sometimes it's very challenging. Even most of us that are speaking online, sometimes you wake up, the weight will be so heavy on you. Sometimes when you wake up, you see some discouraging comments. You'll be seeing some unnecessary attacks. And you ask yourself, does it worth it? The only reason why you can stand and continue to fight is because you must always remember that the fight is not just for you, it is for your unborn children. It is for our future. Our life depends on it. I want you to know that most of the time when we come and talk and we talk about this freedom, it is not just about us an individual. It's not about us an individual. It is about us collectively. It is not just about one person. It is about every one of us. The situation of the Biafran people today cannot be overemphasized. It is not something we come online to explain. It is very, very clear that the hatred and the attack against Biafrans cannot be tolerated anymore. For many years, the Biafrans has managed it, managed to see if something can come out of it, but it's getting worse. The hatred is even getting worse. The contraption called Nigeria needs us more than we need them. I want you to get that into your head. For those of you who think that we cannot get out of the zoo, they need us more than we need them. And the time has come for us to stand on our own. It is not out of envy, not out of jealousy, not out of wickedness, not out of hatred. Normally, a child grows and begin to stay on their own. They say that a woman will grow from who is your parents to who is your husband. Self-determination is natural. It is something that must occur. That is why international law allows it. Because at a point in time, when a man grows up and is of age of marriage, he would like to be on his own to establish his own family. Even if he doesn't want to marry, a man grows to an age where he would like to have his own apartment, his own privacy. You grow at a stage in your life, you want to have your own privacy. You don't need somebody to be in your face anytime, every time. So it's applicable in everything. Biafrans has gotten to the stage where they need to be on their own. It is not something bad. When Biafrans are on their own, it doesn't mean they will not transact with Nigeria, those who want to be in Nigeria. We can still transact with you based on agreements and terms. We can still transact with you. When Biafra leaves, we can still nationalize any place we want to nationalize, do business wherever we want to do business. It doesn't change anything, but we want to have a home where we will have a standard, where we can be able to maintain the international standard of doing things. That is what we need. It is not about any other thing. It's about creating a country where human beings can live and behave like human. Our life is in danger. Our life is in danger. We have been made an endangered species in a place supposedly was to be our country. And because of this, we need to walk away before it is too late. We need to walk away before it is too late. Don't say you are not one or you are not two. We Biafrans, we are very, very lucky, absolutely lucky that we found mercy in the sight of Chukwu. With our stubbornness, with all that we have done, still he continued to give us people that care. He continued to hand to us good leadership. Today, we have somebody that is very genuine. You can call him at anywhere, anytime, he will answer you. We have somebody who is committed, very, very sincere. We need to thank Chukwu for that. One blessing we have is that, people say we don't have leaders. We have leaders. For you to be the leader of the Biafran people, their spokesperson, you must be an extraordinary human being. You must be an extraordinary human being, because the Biafrans don't just believe anything and they don't just follow. Our supreme leader made it clear. He said that the Biafran people ask for only one thing, not two, only one thing. There is only one particular thing that Biafran people crave for. If you want to follow them, only one thing they require. You need only one qualification: truthfulness. The only thing that qualifies you to be the leader of the Biafran people is truthfulness. Consistently truthful. If you are consistently truthful, Biafrans will take a bullet for you. That is a raw truth. That is why today Biafrans are putting their life on the line for the supreme leader of IPOB, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because he's a very, very truthful man, truthful to the core. That is why today Mazi Ekpa is enjoying the support of all the Biafran people, having the mandate of all the Biafran people, because he has been very, very truthful over the years, consistently truthful. He has never changed in his words. Whatever he tells you he will do, he go ahead and do it. If he doesn't do it in weeks, he do it in months. He doesn't do it in months, he do it in a year. But he will definitely do it. And when you see the rate at which our prime minister is going, you will understand why they're after him. Today, the only crime he has committed is that he is encouraging Biafran people to defend themselves. They said he's instigating violence. How is he instigating violence? The only people that instigate, create, and cause violence is Nigerian government. And they don't hide it when they are doing it. They do it in the open. They do it in the open. More especially when it has to do with Biafran people, they come with rage. They have launched massive campaign of genocide against Biafran people for many years, and they continue to launch that campaign, trying to portray the Biafran people as the oppressors, while they are not. Trying to portray their Biafran people as people who are, what word do I want to use? They're always trying to put the Biafran people on the bad pictures. When something important happens and the Biafran did something very important across board, they hardly announce it as a Biafran. But when something wrong happens, they will announce and mention your name, call your local name. They will call your local name to make the world know that, yeah. For a very long time, they have used even their Nollywood to portray the Biafrans as people who are only interested in ill-gotten money. They use the Nollywood to promote that propaganda, that Biafrans are only the people who are associated with ill-gotten money. But that is false. When one thing happens in Biafra land, they will blow it in their media. Their media will talk about it for years. They will announce it. And they will call the native name of those people to make you understand that this is where these people are coming from. They have tried to build hatred against the Biafrans for very long. That's what today. There are some people in Biafra land today. There are some people in that country called Nigeria that they just see you as a Biafran. They hate you. You have not had any transaction with them. Neither have they had any transaction with any. They have not had any transaction with any Biafra before. Not in relationship, not in marriage, not in business. They have nothing to do with Biafra. But Once they identify you as a Biafra, they get upset and they hate you. It is sad. But would that make me to change my identity as a Biafran? God forbid. Instead of it making me to change my identity, it will make me to pick up my identity. There are so many of us today that are very shy of identifying themselves as Biafrans. Go to their platform, you will never see any Biafran posts. But when something happens in Arewa, they will post it. When something happens in Ududua land, they will post it and even use the Ududua words. But in the case of Biafra, go to their platform. I'm talking about Biafran people. You go to their platform, you will never see anything that has to do with Biafra. Even when they attack against their villages, when people are dying, properties lost, they will never tweet about it. They will never talk about it. They will pretend they are not seeing it. But when it happens in other regions, you see them, they will be the people to first announce it. This kind of people that do not value themselves, they do not value their own gifts. You don't put hope or faith on those. You don't consider them as sensible. Those Thomas, they will know when we get back home. My fellow Biafrans, the only thing I have to tell you today on today's sermon is that we must continue to do what we are doing. The Prime Minister of Biafra, Republic of Zamazia, I need your support and your prayer. You must continue to support him. You must continue to pray for him. Also pray for our Liberation Army and support them. Yesterday was fundraising. Biafrans came out in mass as they always do. If you have not yet started participating in fundraising, please do. It is very important. And I appreciate everyone that participated in fundraising yesterday. May Chukwu Okikabiyama continue to guide and protect every one of you. The only thing we owe ourselves today is for us to stand up in mass, give all our support to the Biafra Republic of Exile. That is the only face we have today. That is the only government that is standing for Biafran people. Biafra Republic Government in Exile is the only government in Biafra land today, and we must respect it and support it. You must respect it and support it. Our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, is doing everything humanly possible to do. He's walking around the clock. He doesn't sleep. He's always on the move in search of solution. And from several speeches he has made, our door is always open for anybody that has a solution on how to end this monster, the Zoological Republic. Biafra need to be free. We need to be free, have our own nation, and operate in our own way, in our own system. I pray that Chukwu Okikabiyama will guide and protect every Biafran. I thank everyone that participated on this very short broadcast. I said it's going to be very short because there are so many things have to be done today. Our Prime Minister is visiting, I think, Netherlands today. So every one of us must prepare and join him on Zoom. Join the program when our Prime Minister will be visiting Netherlands. He's going to make another outstanding speech. In all his visits, there's always a very important part where he addresses the nation. So, my fellow Biafrans, our freedom is coming. Nothing is going to stop it. It's already clear. Those who are planning to kidnap Mazi Simon Ekpa, it's not going to happen. It doesn't matter who you consult. It's not going to happen. It's not happening. And those who are pushing their lies, their propaganda, just ignore them. I have said this several times that anything you did not see on the platform of the Prime Minister, it does not exist. When you hear propaganda, you hear this, they said that, about Mazen Nandekano, about Mazen Samaneko, just go to the platform of Prime Minister on X. When you go there, scroll down. If you don't find that information there, it doesn't exist. Do not occupy your head or your mind with things that are meaningless. Do not occupy your time with irresponsible people that have nothing to offer. We should be focused on that path of freedom. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect all of us. I thank you for being part of this program. I appreciate you for hanging out with me for these few minutes. I'm going to see you again tomorrow. We're going to have morning program tomorrow. And by the special grace of Chukwu Okike, tomorrow is going to be better for us. And remember, tomorrow is also sit at home. Tomorrow is sit at home. The sit at home continues. For those who want to tell you that sit at home is even tougher now than it was before. So it continues until we are free. Thank you so much for joining me on this program, and I will see you again tomorrow by the special grace of Chukwu Okike. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect all the Biafran people, all our forces. Guide and protect our government, guide and protect our Prime Minister, Ekpa. Guide and protect our Supreme Mazen Nandekano. Biafra government, peace, progress, unity, and equity. We move. Airborne. I will see you tomorrow morning.